I'm Margaret Ann Windsor, and I just wanted to put this short video, very short. It's early, I hardly see here. Just had some coffee. This was in response to one of my videos I put up 9/27 of last year, 9/27/18. And Susan, thank you for taking notice. I have an autoimmune disorder and I'm having trouble with, I'm allergic to chemicals. It was about my writing or putting up on video back then that about my identity. My father, I found out later, it's been written there all through my life, even not long after I was kidnapped, so they've always known where I was. And then people ask me, well, why didn't they get you back? They did try. I think if people stopped and thought of what I was putting up, I've put my whole life up here, most of it. There's some left out that's graphic that I hope it does get put up, that this goes before a court like the Watergate Commission, or by a court that can't be bought off, is it, and stopped. But now it's early and I got somewhere I got to go, so I probably shouldn't have started this. But, my Uncle George was he's not the monarch, and the Illuminati have decided who's monarchs. And Elizabeth's a high-ranking member. She's not the royal family. Well, she might be, her father might be George VI, but he's illegal, so the whole bunch of them are thieves, and they know it. They're traitors and should be tried as such, but you got to get a court that's not controlled by them, like Henry Kissinger, the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, Bilderbergers, all that, Kennedys. So, well, by the way, I want to throw this in to people, and yeah, if you care to look, she's been photographed going into, and her daughter Chelsea was schooled where I didn't get to go to college. I was kidnapped and brought over here, and she was schooled at Oxford, and Kissinger went to Oxford. You've got some of these people who are Illuminatis, that's where they went. My father fought against them, Edward VIII. He wouldn't go along with them, and Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the U.S. president, deliberately made Joe Kennedy ambassador to England in 1936. That's the year my father became king. And he was a part of taking my father down with lies. My father married a school teacher, Claudia Ruth O'Keefe, from Madison, Wisconsin. O'Keefe, to you Kennedys, is Irish. And thank God there were none of them like you, and you're dirty, rotten people that did this. And it's a horror story of what they did to me and my children, or helped do. But anyway, I was brought to Moulton, Alabama, and given another name. The name of a twin, Peggy Ann Dempsey. I still have to use that name. I married a Childers. My name is Victoria II. The minute I was born, my father had made arrangements and papers drawn up that are legal, that if he had an heir, the heir would inherit. And the minute I was born, I'm Victoria II, the legal heir. Just because Elizabeth stole it and she's sitting up there and flaunting her, strutting her stuff, I suppose, and that whole bunch, doesn't make it legal, doesn't make it right. And the sad part is everybody seems to have bought it. I'm talking about the Americans, really, too. They're very supportive and can't get enough. And then to say that Meghan is the first, no, she's not. She's illegal, and my mom, you've just ignored her and deleted her from history and lie about my father. Wallace Simpson was America's spy and married a double. There were several doubles. They were doing all kinds of stuff that, like wearing the flag, the Union Jack, and riding a tricycle. and it was blamed on my father, which was a total lie. They did all kinds of antics and silly, mean, cruel things, and people began to buy and think that it was my father. So anyway, what I was going to put up here is I started finding out about my real name and everything, and I started to remember, but the Brits were there and kind of feeding me this, in Germans, pieces of the puzzle, and some Americans. But anyway, I just wanted to get to this point, but I have to give a little background or you don't know where I'm coming from. Susan B. Pointed this out. She responded to this video where I put it up. This would have been prior to 1973, I believe. I had gone, well, I had accounting junior bookkeeping. And I'd applied for a job. It was Bank of the South, I'm sure. There, people that are familiar with that highway, it's the main highway coming through there. For the moment, well, Bank of the South was there. I'm trying to think a shopping center was there. Well, anyway, it was where we moved when we first moved back to Marietta, Smyrna. But anyway, it was Bank of the South. And right down from the shopping center. I doubt it's still there. Anyway, I applied for a job there, and this would have had to have been after 70, about 73, though, I think. Yeah. I went there and applied for the job. Well, lo and behold, he hired me. I remember sitting in the bank back there talking to him, and I thought, I'm not really qualified for this. I mean, that was the upper. Somebody was leaving, and it was someone who needed an accounting degree. And I wondered why he did hire me. They did hire me, and I wondered why. I thought, wow. Anyway, when I went in to go to work, the girl told me, she said, well, they did a polygraph. And she said to me, she said, on the polygraph, she said, you responded that your name was not Peggy Ann Dempsey. I don't know if she added the Childers, but she said, that's you're saying that's not your name. And I don't remember anything other than that, really. I could try to add, and I don't, that was what she said. And I was kind of stunned because it didn't ring a bell with me. And anyway, I went back and I told my husband what had happened. And I think back now, my husband was told to marry me, this whole mess. But anyway, I did a polygraph. The Brits have told me I can't force the things that have happened to the UK have been overrun with people from other countries. And a lot of people in the Rothschilds and Rockefellers. And look at Elizabeth. Her brood has sit there, and the money was not theirs. None of this was theirs. Not their place to represent the UK or Britain as their queen or king at all. They're traitors and war criminals. I don't care what somebody wants to send me rather than in support for helping me. They said, I don't know. I hope one day it's all laid out before I die and let the world see what's really been done and how people have reacted and treated like, hey, it's okay, just you didn't even elect Elizabeth. It wasn't up for election, her father. It was a coup. And that's exactly, she works for the Illuminati. So anyway, yes, the Brits have told me over time, and I've put all I can over here. I can't put all my life out. Some of it I've left out. It's graphic, and I hope people have to look at it. I did want to thank this young lady for her comments, though, that the bank gave me a polygraph, and they told me that. So, and that they're thorough. Banks are usually do that. They're thorough. All I can say is I don't know why maybe they already knew. my real name. A lot of people have when I couldn't verbalize it. So I don't know. I had the background they could check and everything in school. But anyway, that happened. I ran in campaign and most anything that I would think could be checked out. I can't get it into court because it's so high up there with the people that committed the crimes. And then JFK and the mess there, his whole family have always known this. So before I keep going, I'm going to, I got somewhere I got to go today and haven't been feeling great for a while. Well, I haven't been feeling great for a long, long time. I don't know. Hoping that my children are safe. That's all I had to put up today, but I wanted to thank her, really. I guess I could have cut this shorter, but I wanted to thank her for responding in the manner, because I'm sitting here helpless, actually. I can't do anything but get on YouTube and Facebook, and half the time now, my internet access is jammed and I can get in. It's really a position to be in that's quite unbelievable, that I can tell people, and anybody knows I couldn't make this up. First of all, there's too much you could go back and find out if you cared. And some people have been very nice, but I guess I'll let it go with that. I've been putting them up for a long time, and unless the Brits are able to step in, which they've been overrun, or unless someone here in this country can help out, I'm going to take a DNA. I doubt very seriously that it'll come back correct. I'll tell you one thing that I know, too, is I know the date I drove the car furnished by Hustler magazine, because they had helped me in a campaign in '83, because he was shot in Lawrenceville, Georgia, while I was doing a book about mind control and programming people. The person that shot him was programmed. I had the car, and I remember the date very well, May the 4th or 6th, on a Sunday. It was a Sunday at 9 a.m., '84. I drove the car back. I was in Charlottesville, where Anastasia, and yes, it was Anastasia, I had documents later where 2 members of the royal family came after she was murdered. And see, I stand in danger just saying that. I seriously do. She was murdered. It's how she was murdered and everything. DNA came back from her intestines that said she wasn't. They're not going to let this be known. Now, I'll tell you what. That was Anastasia, even though I had documents, and the man who was their helped at their farm at Scotts, I believe it's Scottsville, right outside Charlottesville. They had an 18-acre farm, and Mabahan, her husband, was a professor at University of Virginia, so he was well known. Now I've lost my train of thought. Anyway, night before last, I thought, I can't remember if a Sunday was on the 4th or 6th. I got to make sure, of May of '84. That's when I went through there and she was murdered. It was on the news that morning at 9 o'clock. Lo and behold, I better not name any names again. I mean, where do you look everything up? It's been changed. They've got her dying in February, and of course it doesn't say she's murdered. And they're saying that Anastasia Anderson is an imposter. Just one of them claiming to be Anastasia. That is a friggin' blatant lie, and they've gone back and redone history just like they did to my father and mother. That is a lie. I know where I was. I know when I went through there, and she had just been pronounced then, 9 o'clock on that first Sunday in May of '84. I know that, so you can go back and lie, just as history's been a lie altogether, really.